Hi there, Ron here, Variable Play and Larong Atin. And today we are joined by Emerson Matsuuchi. And we are Larong Atin. We're going to have a
We're doing a
podcast.
podcast.
We're doing a podcast.
We're
And
live.
We're live.
And,
And so I will do my job on sharing this in social media and also doing an audio check. Uh, our audio is fine on the. Okay, perfect. Thank you. So let me just share. In the meantime,
So we're extra live right now.
we're
It doesn't always happen where we're all together in the setup. So yeah.
Yes.
I guess we could run down on introductions first. That buys us
Yes.
a lot of time. So
yes.
first of all, hello, I'm Dwayne. So from Larong Atin. The last game I played, just buying
Oh,
time. We're gonna do
yes,
this, yeah.
Yes, we're gonna do that. Okay.
so while we're waiting for people to get,
Yes.
Yeah, so there's this game called Stable Times. It's
Oh,
the horse game, not that horse game, another horse game. It's actually really nice, and yeah, I've been trying out solo for it.
wow.
Once current game, I think.
Yes.
You like it too, right?
Oh yeah, absolutely. So stable times is just a drafting game. You're just drafting horses, putting them into your stables.
It's the unfun part of horse games. You'd assume it's the race that you'd like to play, right? But
Yeah.
in Stable Times, you're playing the go back into the fence now. Your job's done for the day now, and then that's the game. So you're basically
taking
matching
care of
the
horses.
Yeah, but just putting them in pens. Like not
Yeah,
even
you're
feeding
just
them.
arranging them. Hey, this horse doesn't like that horse,
Mm.
so they wanna all stay in the same type of horse, and that's
So
it.
Scoring is based on matching the horse's preferences.
Yeah,
as
your
well.
stable has a preferred type of horse, and then there are different.
The horses will score depending on who they're with or to the next pen.
So that's very, and so the reason why I picked that game up was I have a game that I've been designing for many years now, many years, and I just can't break the challenges I have because it's a travel game. It's supposed to be light and casual, and
The
Yet-
cozy factor.
yeah, the cozy factor just couldn't figure it out. So I was just kept on researching, and then I think I finally found how to get to evoke that feeling while still having that theme. So hence I got that. So I think I couldn't unpack yet at the beginning why it was good. So I asked Dwayne, hey, can you guys play this and tell me why this is so relaxing? I can't figure out what's going on. And yeah, apparently it was like
A low upkeep, simple decisions, but meaningful decisions. Like you're only allowed to stable in 3 horses per row, so you have to make your decisions already there. But it doesn't. The problem with the game that Ron is designing is there's a lot of upkeep in. It basically becomes a spreadsheet at the end because X gives you score for every Y and every Z and stuff like that. So at least in the stable times game, it's you only ever think about those things in very specific moments or not at all.
Yes.
And like vanilla scores. So some of them just have vanilla scores when you don't
yeah,
want to think.
it's a straightforward score.
Slap it down.
Or this one, and what I really appreciated, what Nico and Wayne was able to point out, the scoring of it, unlike most other sort of this tableau building point salad of a system, its style of scoring is, oh, this scores 2 points if you have this and this, and then it ends. So your brain stops thinking about it. I'm like,
Collected the set.
that was my mistake. Because mine was like for every this, that, which is in my brain it was fine. But from a
Yeah,
casual setting,
continuously
it breaks
grows.
because it just keeps on recomputing every single time. Where, of course, I didn't realize it's not everybody's personality. Just let go and just count at the end. Everybody was always just counting. Okay, I get it. And so I love the feel and the look of it. Hopefully, I can evoke the same. That's why I asked them, please.
I don't know, I'm just playing
Test
the
this
solo
out.
because I can.
Yes,
You've done the research part. I'm just playing it because I can.
and it's nice.
Yeah, it is.
So
So
that
if,
is.
if you're working on a cozy game, here's a couple of tips that I have for,
Okay,
you for
okay.
some of the cozy games. Is that when you play like the family games, the more casual the game, you're going to have turns where most of the turns don't have meaningful decisions but obvious decisions,
Yeah.
right? And then you're going to have punctuated times when you do have meaningful decisions. Like I use Ticket to Ride as an example in my class, where most of the time it's like, well, I want to create this pink wrap, right? There are pink cards, right? decision is very obvious, right? So it's very relaxing because you know what you need to do. Right?
Yeah.
So you would take if those cards are available, you take those cards.
Mhm.
If it's not, you would take from the top. So it has those moments where like you know what you need to do, but then there are going to be times when
It's
you
not
need to make a
available.
decision,
Yeah.
right? It's like, oh, should I grab an extra route card, right? That's like a tense decision. So have a balance between having just some like tough decisions
Mhm.
mixed in with a bunch of very obvious decisions because that lowers that stress level.
Yeah.
Another tip would be, what was it? To lighten the cognitive load. So like what you had mentioned is if you would score this extra points if you have these two, and then once you have those two, you don't need to think about it anymore, right?
Yeah.
So they're able to sort of like offload that. So
Yes,
you want
yes.
lower cognitive load.
Yeah.
Right?
And I mean, the game that I designed already had a nice look.
Yes.
It already had that, but I just couldn't figure out what's wrong. Why can't I make?
Yes.
And I even went with where there's only 3 columns that will score.
Mhm.
So it's basically Luzon, Visayas, Mindanao. It's a travel game, and then you decide whether it's a scoring or a icon set that you're going to. So I thought I was already able to fix it, but I didn't realize no. The problem is the
Do the
loop
math.
itself of how the score is computed.
Mhm.
So even if I fixed that,
Yeah.
because of the process of how to compute it doesn't end.
Mhm.
Then it never becomes something that they've moved from that place to the next one to the next one. So
Yes.
now that I have a better example,
Yes.
like we said, they're like Ticket to Ride, where okay, I want to do that. So here's some basic actions on a turn.
Yeah.
Although this is a smaller card game, but have some simpler ones where okay, that completes that.
Mhm.
Okay, I move on to the next one. Oh, this is interesting. I can since I'm done with that project, I'll move on to the next project.
Exactly.
So hopefully I can. This is now the formula that I can do, and I guess that's the challenge also with game design is that you kind of need to. It looks as if you can just solve it based on what you know, but you have to unpack a lot of nuance in why. So this is a typical scoring of Steph and Phil,
Yes.
but then it doesn't apply for everything. Sometimes if you really want to evoke something, you need to temper and you need to really cut back a lot of things because it's a very conscious decision to evoke that feeling, which is
It's been a long journey for a small game.
So maybe that's yes.
Yeah, but that is really what happens to some designs. It takes a long incubation period, and then there are designs that are like very fast.
And sometimes you just need to play more games.
Yes.
Sometimes
Yes.
it's the playing that you realize.
Yeah, and also kind of why I was exploring or find a stable
cozy in
game.
BGG. Like, all the
No, because I have like her. It didn't feel that way the way I felt with Stable Times. I'm going, hey, this is really it. What is going on? What is different here than what I've done before? And Herbaceous has this. You're collecting and then you're potting them. So it has that same idea of that the scoring will end one part.
Yeah.
But still didn't have the same relaxed but very joyful. Like people are playing Stable Times. I don't want to end it yet. Don't end it yet. Because I want to get out of that sort of dopamine high, but it's micro dopamine. Just small. Oh, I completed that. Cool. Next.
Mhm.
So hopefully that is something I can find. I can go next.
Yeah. Enough about the horse talk.
Yes. And cool. Thank you for everyone for joining. We have a lot of viewers now from different. Please share this because we have a very nice.
If you have any questions, feel free to ask them.
Yes.
Now's the chance.
So what have I played recently?
Star Wars. More Star Wars.
No. Oh,
And
okay.
that's me. Actually.
So actually, I finally got to play Plantopia
Oh, from
From
Daryl.
Daryl.
from Daryl.
Yeah.
Because I've always wanted. I mean, I see it, but somebody in my game group actually brought one, and I got to see it. So it has its so you're gathering these plants and putting them into these plots that you're trying to grow them eventually that they can mature, and then um, the goal is to have the most points by doing from all of the mature plants. It is more complex because it has its own scoring per card, and then it also has its own bottom card. But there's one very interesting mechanic to it, which is so you can grow the cards at your own because you were able to complete this, discard this, and you're able to trigger the growth for that plant. The most efficient is if you can anticipate the weather. The weather is decided per player. So you decide whether it's sunny, cloudy, or whatever the other one. And so these three weather cards, which is being decided by everyone, you're trying to anticipate so that most of the plants that you have will have enough of those weathers to progress. And it in essence saves you some turns and actions. So that I felt that was so interesting because it's sort of some semi-communal, but at the same time, of course, if it already evolved, moved out of your board, so you're not gonna want the sunny card anymore. It's what you want to plant, but you're trying to decide what to grow, and because that would score you this. So now you're mixing and matching. But that part was very interesting. I I don't know if you can say if it's a stock market, but it has this weird group think. Are we doing this, or is that where we're going? And then sometimes you get that extra bonus that two of my plants grew, just because it just so happened that people decided to water, to rain and sunny, and then you have rain and sunny as well.
The Southeast Asian weather. Rainy,
Yes, there
sunny,
is no
cloudy.
winter. yes. Plantopia has only the
Wet
Southeast
and
Asian
dry.
weather.
Yeah.
Yes, rainy. Oh, that is true. So
Sunny,
just it doesn't grow much on winter. Yes, so, and then it degrades everyone. You uproot everything. But yeah, so Plantopia, very cute, adorable plants that have faces.
But thinky.
But thinky though,
Mhm.
you're right. It is thinky. The card to play is by discarding cards, but then the economy of how to get the cards are also related to the plants, and so it has this looping thing. So it's unexpected for me. It's tiny box, but there's a little bit of fiddliness because of how it's just cards, and then you're putting them on cards and then
Mhm.
sliding up. So there's a slight fiddliness. I'm trying to figure out what's the best way to not make it where I won't make a mistake. Did I already progress this? That was the only thing, and I understand because it's a tiny game. But
Did you get the shiny box or your friend?
they got the shiny box, so all of the hologrammy. I thought because even if there are, from what I understood, even if it's 4 players, you still have to randomly pick for the missing.
For the others.
Yeah, for the missing one. So, and I thought it was, I can see the card. No, it's just shiny. It's not different colors. It's the same back, just super foil.
Mhm.
So that was my game, Plantopia. Oh, by the way, I'm Ron. In
Hi,
case you
Ron.
guys don't know.
Okay.
Yes.
What I'll go next.
Yes.
So what I've been limited the
Ah,
TC building decks these days. I've also played that game from Moai Diaz. I keep forgetting the name because it's
Jiraku. Jiraku?
Jiraku. Yeah.
yeah. I
Yeah,
wanted
so-
to play that.
I've been playing that a lot lately because I've been teaching it to people. Normally I don't like trick-taking games.
But also it's air control.
Yeah, but it's also area control, so that's why I really like it.
Is it because it was area control?
Probably, but it's also the way trick-taking was implemented in the game, which made it interesting for me. It's not the usual I lead with the suit and then I win the suit. No, it's not straightforward as that. So it's very interesting. because the tricks only determine which area is going to be scored. So actually, there will be times that you want to lose the trick because you don't want to score on where your daimyo is. You might want to score on an area where another daimyo is. So it's just the way it's implemented. So those are the two games that I've been playing a lot of lately. And how about you, Emerson?
And your name was Freddie.
And my name is Freddie.
So my name is Emerson. I guess the most recent thing that I played was the watch list, but I guess we're talking about games that we played outside of what we just played today, right?
Mhm.
Yeah.
So most of my game collection is still in New York. So I think the last thing I played was No Thanks, which is a much
okay.
older. It's a classic game, but I was teaching it to people who've never played it before.
Nice.
And that's a lot of fun to see because
Yes.
people haven't, the first time they play, they're not quite sure what is the best strategy. And so it was really interesting to watch people play the game the first time, then play a lot. They acclimate to the strategies very quickly, and it becomes really, really interesting. So played lately. I've been playing a lot more simple games, more party style games. So it's No Thanks. What else do we? Oh, Flip 7.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
That's another one, and Philippines version of Coup.
Oh,
That was
yes,
really, really
yes.
interesting because there was actually it threw me for a loop because there was actually a couple of changes in there because I played so much of the original one, but there was actually a couple of changes in the Philippine version that I wasn't expecting. So, but that was really, really just those slight rules changes, those change the dynamic of the game.
Yeah.
So that's what I've been playing
Yeah.
recently.
So because maybe in the Philippines we were just playing it wrong and decided.
No, but normally-
No, but that's actually the better game. So let's just.
But you can localize, you can
Yeah.
just do things here.
Yeah.
But
Oh,
it's so hard to find people to play Bonanza with.
Yeah, I would play Bonanza.
Yeah.
It's always a good game, I think.
Yeah, yeah.
Nico just mentioned about something that we were talking about before we
Oh yeah,
went
no.
live. How we all coordinated with Yellow and seems to have
for me.
yeah
I didn't get the memo.
not told Emerson about it. It's just
Just some
coincidence.
shades of.
It's just coincidence.
Sunny, who is I believe from the Baguio game group. It's always magical to see non-gamers' eyes light up when they get it. I think this is
Yeah.
on No Thanks.
No thanks.
Yes.
Right. We're doing this in reverse. Like I don't want it.
Yeah.
And then just figuring out how to compute, how do you get out and
Yes.
so, and it takes a bit, but when they do,
Yes.
then suddenly, I have the same, but my No Thanks is for sale.
I try to look for a copy of For Sale because I feel like that is the best auction game out there. It's the
Yes.
simplest,
Yes.
easiest to teach. I absolutely love that game.
And it's very fast.
In the
And-
second phase, like when
Yes.
Yes.
you're
And
done
it's-
with welcome to the second phase, and
And
people are like, "What?"
Oh, I love it that you could teach just half the game, right?
Yeah.
like,
And the second phase is where the fun is faster, but also more hilarious because you're like, oh,
remember
I
this
got
one?
this one.
Yes.
Somebody paid this much for this box.
Yes. The cardboard box, exactly.
Yeah. So, and it's still one of I believe one of those classics. They don't seem to make them much nowadays. I mean, Flip 7 oddly had a Flip 7 with a Vengeance,
Like with
which was
expansions.
uh,
No, they're like base standalone.
so
variants.
they basically made it such that you can break more often, and then the score is still the same. So it was odd. So in essence, the game now kind of extended. That was the main thing because I guess from a casual here going back to the balancing act with casual design is that there's also that when we were exploring for my travel game, we kind of went into that sort of party feel, and that party feel has always this very take that or trick taking type, and sometimes it might end up in a direction where it loses the original feeling,
Right.
where it now becomes too focused on, because in it is fun in Flip 7 when you kind of force somebody to pass.
Yes.
And so I guess they said, oh, we want more of that.
Mhm.
But if you have more of that, that means the game ends much longer than before, because
Yes.
everyone keeps busting, and then now
Yes.
it's no longer fun because now everybody busts.
Yes.
So that's the, I guess, the balancing act on design, no? And so speaking of which, and so we know you've moved to the Philippines and been visiting and enjoying the culture. But before that, you I mean, you, of course, we all know amazing games from you.
Oh, thank you.
Big fan of Spectre Ops. And so, and I surprised you when I said I like the Century Spice, but the fishing one.
Yes.
Yes.
That was that seemed out of the three, that was the least popular. That's
And so, you how did you get into game design? Because you told me you worked in IT,
yes.
and then how was the transition?
Yeah. So my original plan was I was going to work in IT, and then when I retire, then I get to do what I love, and then I was going to pursue game design. Because then I figured, well, I had the impression that it was difficult to make money in board game design. So that was the impression that I had, and now I absolutely know it's very difficult to make money in game design.
Okay, I thought it was like but I figured it out. So
So to answer your question, was trying to. Well, this was at a time when outsourcing was actually a pretty big deal. So as an IT person, a lot of the programming and software development that I was doing was being outsourced.
Yep.
And I was working on a contract basis. And so I noticed that the amount of contracts that I would receive started to dwindle. And now it used to be that I would actually have overlaps. So I would work 80-hour weeks. I was working. The gaps between the contracts started to lengthen. And so I was filling that time with just like game design because I was sort of dabbling in it. And so, but I sort of saw the writing on the wall. It's like, I'm going to need to either re-educate myself in a different technology, pivot in my career, or go into the games industry. And I thought that initially I couldn't make a living from doing game design. So I actually started in this industry as a publisher, believe it or not.
Oh, really?
So I started as a publisher. But because I figured that designers aren't going to want to work with a publisher that has no track record, I simply designed games just so I had something to publish. So you notice that like my first several games, including actually Spectre Ops, was actually going to be self-published. I was going to publish that one. But it was Colby Dog from Plaid Hat Games that saw the game, and he actually signed the game.
Yeah.
And so, and he encouraged me, and there was other people in the industry that encouraged me to pursue the design side of things, not so much the publishing side. So I went in that direction. So that's how I got my start into it. It was very accidental, not planned at all.
Well, I mean, it starts with the I mean, most of the time gamers would start with the passion of, I want to create something, and then then reality sets in.
Yes. So I got very, very lucky that I was able to get into this industry, and I was able to pursue game design on a full basis.
Yeah. Cool. Yeah, and
Spectre Ops is a strong start.
Yes.
Especially during that time when your choices were like Scotland Yard or Fury of Dracula. It's kind of hard to find out.
It was very refreshing.
Super heavy or like super light.
Yeah.
With the whole deduction.
It was really good. And I am also a very big fan of the sci-fi sort of the type of hacker, net hack feel. Of course, also being in IT. So I was able to really relate to what you're doing. You're infiltrating it. A lot of it, I really appreciated the simplicity of the rules. Like things make sense because there was another game, The Beast, very big, that I got to try recently. big game, really spectacular production. But man, is it it's like there's so many little nuanced rules that if you're, and we're all like scanning the rule book quite heavily just to resolve things. Mind management, right, was a very popular but very good secret movement type. Always the challenging bit with secret movement. I think Nico is designing
the Fury of
the Fury of yes.
It's a historical game. It's not a war game, but basically you're playing as Aguinaldo in the late part of the Philippine
towards the
American
end
War.
of the
So he's just running away at this point.
towards the end of the Philippine American War, when Aguinaldo was already fleeing from the American forces.
It's a finalist for Zenobia. Okay, so it's a competition. It's a hidden movement game.
Yes. I will thank you, Sunny, for informing us on the mic. We're gonna adjust the mic so that it can reach Emerson a bit more.
Okay. Should I speak up more? I've been told I'm very soft spoken.
Yeah,
I'll try to speak up.
Yeah, I guess you can also.
Oh no, they're gonna know that the mic's.
Yes, it's fine.
Yeah. Okay. Can you see it?
All good.
The boom is
It's breaking the illusion, right?
Yeah.
No, they're there.
The mics are there. They're there.
Okay. Hopefully that is better. Yeah. Okay. Cool.
Yeah. So
And somebody said,
mhm.
Yes, I know. Yep. For the ones the generation who knows. Okay. You have a. Somebody said, "Oh, I guess I'll sell my beast and buy Spectre Ops." No. That's not what I'm saying.
Wait
The
for
beast is
Spectre.
pretty cool.
Are you allowed? Wait for Spectre Ops.
Oh, I don't know.
Anyway.
No.
Anyway.
Okay. Yes. Okay. Understood.
Next topic.
Okay. So you have actually so you're teaching right now on game design.
So my side gig is I do teach game design.
Okay. And you taught it in university in the States before?
Yes. It was at New York University.
Okay. And so how was the experience? I mean, we do have some courses here on game design, but often the time it's related to technology. Game development rather than the design itself.
Yeah.
I have yet to see. I think CSB
is headed that direction. Me and Dwayne were there yesterday, actually.
They have like one class.
And then they have one class that's specifically game mechanics, and that class really has nothing to do with tech, IT or
because
programming.
The class is game mechanics, but the output is a board game.
Yes, the output is a board game.
Even if they're
we took a look at the output of the students, and we were very, very impressed. Considering that these were young kids who have limited experience with the amount of games that they have played, we were really very impressed.
You were mentioning in our conversation earlier, right?
Yeah. So when I was at New York, so this is what I think is really, really interesting is that when the perspective of students or anyone who hasn't delved a lot into game design, they may not have played lots of different games, reading the game. And so I was teaching a class. This was a 101 class. So it was game design at New York University. And it was the intro to game design class. And so big shout out to the students at NYU, where I remember distinctly that for one of their projects, they had to pick a theme. And so I remember one of the theme choices was One Piece. And so one of the students actually came in with a bucket of water. And so
a full bucket.
Yes, a full bucket of water, right? And he brought it into class. I was like, what's that for? And he says, oh, this is our final project. And so I said, okay, let's see where this goes. And so and it was the most creative thing I saw. So it was based on One Piece, and it was actually a battle on a boat.
Okay.
And so the players are actually using dice. There's dice that's already on the boat. So they put actually a paper boat inside of this big bucket of water. right? So they crafted this almost like a large origami kind of boat with a sail and everything. And so they had dice on there. The objective is to flick your colored dice onto it and knock off the opponent's colored dice off the boat, right? So thematically, they're swinging off of their boat into the other boat, trying to knock, your enemies overboard, and hopefully have enough of your dice. And the dice, you're counting the pips, like the number of pips on the dice. And if your pips if you have more pips than the opposing team on that boat, then you get to take over that boat. So this was like, it was very, very innovative because the boat is rocking and everything.
Yeah.
And also, like, one of the things I said was like, well, there's a potential that it can go on for quite a long time. They pointed out, well, these are paper boats. They're actually sinking. And I was like, this is ingenious. It's like, this game will draw to a conclusion, right?
Regardless of whether you play it or not. The moment you start.
Exactly. The timer starts as soon as you put that boat in the bucket of water, right? But it was the most creative project that I've seen. They really thought outside the box.
Yeah.
And so when it comes to it's that beginner's mind that I like to call it. Right?
Yeah.
It's that beginner's mind where you're not constrained by the biases. So a lot of experienced designers, they kind of constrain themselves with what they're familiar with, what they know, right?
Right.
And so sometimes I think we're going to get the most innovative things from the newer designers.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. I think that there's a big, I mean, the courage of them too, because it could also just flop, right? It just sinks right away. But it's just the card. No, this is gonna work. I don't know.
Yeah.
It's that newbie's mindset of very they don't have a lot of regard or fears yet.
I was the one with the fear. I was afraid they're going to tip over that bucket and it's just going to get everywhere.
Yeah.
Which reminds me, the students from CSB, we picked 3 of them, and they will also be at ABGF to show their designs, not to sell anything.
Yes.
They'll just be there, show their designs. College of St. Benilde is going to be one of our partners for ABGF, so they will have a table and they will be presenting the games from the students.
Nice. So which ones did you pick?
The one we want to talk about the most, I guess, is the Hook game.
Yeah, the Hook game.
So more pirates.
The Hook game is also like, it's a pirate team game, but the inspiration was not actually about pirates.
Okay.
Another pirate team game.
Yeah.
But so they had the hooks that you were supposed to use because you're pirate hook. When they lose their hand, they replace it with the hook. So you're using a hook to grab treasure. And then I thought, like, no, this is very interesting. This is very components driven. And then one of the things we asked was, what inspired you to do this? Yeah. And the girls basically said, we looked at our earrings and then we wanted to use them as game components.
No, but really, but the nice innovation there was all the rings were differently colored. So it's like different colors, depending on which ones you get.
Yes.
You get treasure of that color, and then the treasures have different abilities for the next round. And then, so if you get like gold, it's mostly points based, and then I think the pink one is blocking. So you can technically plan ahead. But if you're not looking, your opponent can also just steal from you.
Yeah.
So you change your colors, and then the scores differ at the end of the game. So even if you've gotten something early game, they can just steal it back one at a time because you have one.
So it's very interesting. That was definitely the most interesting one. There were some that were really good, had really good core concept, and some. It's just some of the games just weren't ready yet
The
to
match,
be shown.
so it's usually
Yeah, but the core concept was like, wow, this is interesting. I think you could develop this some more. And then you could get some help with some more experienced designers. But the core concept was some of the core concepts were really interesting. But there are going to be 3 that we feel would be cool to see at ABGF.
Yeah. And I mean, this is a big departure from, I remember we were doing in Bacon a couple of sort of game workshops with students also. And I remember, the student come up to me, sir, so my game, it's random. Okay. You roll dice and then see what happens, and then you move and then see what happens. Okay. what are we doing? Yeah, because the theme is random. Oh, great.
I think the title was random or something.
Maybe something like that. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
And it's changed a lot from then. So we've seen a lot of progress in the academe, I guess.
Yeah.
yeah,
When it comes to game.
I think the teachers also
Dev.
have evolved,
Yeah.
having more familiarity that these are now more modern designs.
Mhm.
Games are no longer just here's
Yeah.
Monopoly or the mass market games. So having teachers that I guess can inspire students, like what you in your class, right? You
Yeah.
have a big bucket of just random components.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
Just
So we actually have bins of components. So it's actually a shelf with wheels, and so you can move it. And it's got many bins in there. So
Mhm.
it has every dice. It's got Catan tiles. It's got blank cards. It's got dry erase markers. It's got plastic animals. Like it's got all these different things. And so in my class, once in a while, what we'll do is we'll just do a 1-day game jam where we pick either like a component or we pick a theme. And so all the students go into the bins and just find stuff and actually just make a game right then. So you're just using just random components to try to come up with a game.
Mm.
yeah,
So,
yeah. And
It's like Iron Chef.
I wish
Yes. Yes.
yes, iron.
These are the ingredients you're supposed to use.
Yes. Cook a
Like
game.
tofu.
Yeah. And so, but
Make a
you
game
know,
about tofu.
Make a game with tofu.
Yeah.
yeah,
Make a game
game
with tofu.
with tofu.
Make a game with
Not
tofu.
about tofu,
Yes.
with tofu.
Yes.
Tofu, yes.
Then you're lucky because you got the silken one and not the hard one.
Yeah. Yeah. Or the
The different types of tofu.
sago. And
Oh yeah, that's tapioca. The balls.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. Recent, no, the games are starting to have a very food related trend.
Hmm.
Past year or so, I saw quite a bit internationally of
Mhm.
a lot of food based games, donuts, and there's always been there.
So, but you made the move to the Philippines.
Yes.
Well, not necessarily permanently, but you've been here for quite some time.
Yes.
Yeah.
So
And
I came. So I signed my lease in December. So it's been 5 months now.
Oh,
yeah.
nice.
yeah, and we will ask Emerson to show us his mastery of the Tagalog language a little bit. He will say hi to all of you.
Ay, nako. All right. So so for the ABG. Okay. So halina't dumalo sa Asian
ABGA.
Asian Board Game
Game Festival.
Festival mula May 2nd
Mhm.
hanggang May 3rd.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
In Bayanihan Center.
Yes.
Yes. Wow.
Yeah.
Good job. And this is just 5 months.
5 months. Yes.
Yes,
Yeah.
nice.
Well,
Actually,
actively
limang
choosing.
buwan.
Oh.
Ah,
nice.
But
Yeah.
you're actively choosing to learn the language.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. When we chat,
Mhm.
I would chat in English, and then he would reply in Filipino.
Okay.
Oh, okay. Yes, I remember you're practicing. Gotcha.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
But you're still teaching from the Philippines through online,
Right.
yes, online courses. And
Yeah.
then
Cool. Pasado Tagalog niya. Yes.
pasado.
Oh, nice. Validation.
Pasado daw.
Yes. Yeah. So you have let me pull it up. So there's a you have game design in Elevator. So
Yes.
it's a website that does sort of like a master class on different topics, right?
Yes. Different topics.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but it's so currently the students are global, or is it
So the classes are in regions. So we do have so I did 2 US based classes and then 1 UK based class. But funny thing is that in the US class, I did have like 1 student from Singapore, a couple students from Australia. So I don't think it is strictly only the US, but it is accommodating like the US time zone.
So
Okay,
it's
okay.
time zone based, not really region locked.
Yeah, I don't believe it's region locked, but again, I'm not sure.
so what time do you normally run your class?
Oh, so
evenings.
So it's usually in US evenings, which ends up being morning time.
Ah,
Oh, that's perfect. That's
Yeah. So
that's fantastic.
They're free by lunch.
Yes. Yes. I'm free by lunch. And then there was a UK based course which was afternoon in the UK and then evening in the Philippines.
Mhm.
Mm.
Okay.
So if you're interested in that, that's on elevator.com without the vowels. So
Except for
elevator
the
without
E.
the vowels.
Except for the E.
Oh, except
Elevator.
for that E.
Well, you can read elevator.
Elevator.
Yes, elevator. Okay, cool. And so, in terms of,
You've been to a couple of unpubs right now here in the Philippines,
Yes.
and then we'd like to hear how you know, I guess your assessment of how the Filipino designers are, specifically at unpub. And you don't have to have like
no sugarcoating.
no, don't
Yeah,
sugarcoat it. We can
Sure.
take it.
Yes.
They can take it.
Yeah.
So when you say assessment, it almost sounds like I'm like a
Teacher.
like a teacher. I've come here to inspect your unpub events, but it's certainly not that case. So no, I was actually really surprised at the designers, and one of the things that really caught my attention was that they're incredibly receptive to feedback. And so the designers are, I think that they understand that this is sort of like a new field for them, because it seems like a lot of them, they haven't been designing for very, very long. And so they're very, very receptive to feedback. And the designs that they have, now generally the designs that they have are heavily inspired by existing designs. But I think that's a good thing, because almost all of us, myself included, we start with something we're familiar with. And then so we sort of build on that. We need to sort of understand how these mechanics work and see what we can bend, what we can break. And so the more familiar you get with these mechanics, the more that you can explore with them. So I think it is good for them to start out that way. So, but I do think it's a case where I think that the designers that I have met there, the more games that they play, I think that the more that's going to really open up their horizons in terms of the types of mechanics and combinations and exploring that design space. So that would be my advice: is to just play as many different games as they can.
Yes. I always, when I'm helping out in Unpub, oftentimes I would see their game and see sort of where they're headed, and I will ask them, "Are you familiar with these games?"
Yes.
Right? And I'll give them a recipe if they have it, because it's not necessarily their game, but it's something where they can extract or extrapolate lessons from.
Yes.
It's like, oh, you're trying to do deck building. Well, here's a simple one in that theme that you're trying to do, or you're trying to do worker placement, or trying to do bidding, or you're trying to do area control. So here's some good ones that you might want to try.
Sometimes the simplest way is to show them, and by show we mean they need to experience it themselves.
Yeah, definitely.
So I think that's a constant advice that is given out to aspiring game designers, and not just to constantly play test and new stuff. Play other games as well. Get more exposure.
Play old games,
and you don't need and it doesn't have to be just the new games. Play the old games, the classics.
Because sometimes classics are the first time you play them. It's the first time you play them.
Yeah, a lot of games are built off of a lot of the mechanisms that got popularized by the classics. So it's certainly worth playing.
People who don't play Puerto Rico need to play.
Yes.
Yeah. Sometimes you need to go back to the core, the origin of it, because a lot of the newer designs, especially for the big games, they tend to stack.
Like
mechanics on
playing,
mechanics on mechanics.
Playing clan. It's better if you kind of know what deck building is to optimize your play.
Yes.
And again, it's a good thing to it's sort of like learning in music. It's sort of like your chords and your theories, at least. Now, so not to the super scientific, but at least understand why worker placement works that way. because it's a, in essence at its core, it's an action selection that's, somebody takes that, it's no longer
Limited
available
space,
to you,
yes.
right? So it's an action draft or whatever you can call it, but it's now visually being presented. And why is that the case versus you taking a card away?
Yeah.
What was the reason why it became fun that way, where I'm placing something there and now it's blocking you or whatever variation it is. And so learning why that works, and in my case, from my example a while ago, it's like that point salad thing. Why does one work a certain way, the other works a certain way? What's the mindset around that? And you can read books, and Nico, for example, reads a lot of books. There's on game design, but it's kind of hard to read mechanics. Like it's something that it at least for me, I don't know for our viewers, that I'm amazed with people that can read something and have like, okay.
Without
My
playing
brain
it,
is like, I have to take the rule book, put it out, and then
Move it yourself.
move
Yeah.
it myself before my brain clicks. Somebody can talk about it if I'm familiar with the mechanism, maybe.
Oh, I'll have to clarify that a little bit. When Ron was talking about reading, he's not saying that you shouldn't read books about game design. I think reading books about game design will be really helpful when it comes to like the core principles and ideas. But you still need to have that practical experience of actually playing games.
Yeah, I think it's like playing chess.
Yeah.
You can't jump to chess theory, read the chess books right away.
Yes.
Then you haven't played chess because your brain doesn't give you
You need to practice your
a
openings.
perception of what you're
Yeah.
to understand. It's the wait, that's you missed a couple of steps. But if you have it, you enjoy the game already.
Yes.
Then you go read the chess book. Suddenly,
It doesn't.
that's the line. Now I understand when they say it's a line. It's like line, line diagonal. Is that the
And there are a lot of really good game design books.
absolutely.
But there's a one catch-22 with game design books, right? So let's say hypothetically there's a book that tells you this is how you build a deck building game. Right? You read the book and you create a deck building game. The only problem is that in this industry you want to create something different.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you know how to make a deck building game.
Yeah.
But that information itself doesn't help you.
Yes. Yeah.
So and there's no game design books to tell you like how to
do something new.
Yeah. That creativity is something that is basically intrinsic with game designers. So this is where like game design books are very useful in some respects, but it's
You have to play.
it's very
it's
limited.
like-
It's very limited in terms of how much it's going to help you progress as a game designer.
It's really more of understanding, and that's how I try to learn games. I've been trying to study sort of games with hidden information and this social trait or hidden mechanic. I always end up just either it becomes too mathy and it can be deduced, or it is on the other side of the spectrum, where it's just all socials and nothing to compute. But then again, there's no
It's
more
a party. It's an event.
Yes. And so I'm like, what is this? And so I think I kind of need to go into psychology a bit and theory a bit, because if it's just experiencing the game, I can see what's fun, but I don't understand why is this fun?
Yes.
Like I need somebody to sort of break that down to me. So I think that's where you kind of go back and forth. You want to understand some of the parts. Like you want to learn the basic structure of a song. And then once you do, then you can start writing. And when you start to write, oh wait, I know this sound. I've heard this. And so I want to be inspired and try to build something new. But yes, to become good at something, sometimes it is just practicing and learning to do that basic thing first. If you can't even write a fairly readable rule book, it's kind of hard to get a game out if you can't articulate in a way that people can generally understand. And yes, of course, you have AI now to help you and all of that, but AI, if you also get prompted correctly, it will also send you into a wrong
outer space.
And it really, I don't think AI can build something new. It can iterate and make a
it's your job to make it
a
work.
mix of existing
It
things.
can if you build an idea, it definitely can enhance it because
Yes.
it's now coming
It
from
has to be.
a
Yes.
news source.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And that's easy for it to permutate from because it's just giving you random directions outside that is interesting to you. And in fact, what that happens in the end still is like, oh, okay, that's what you're trying to do. Maybe here, maybe here, maybe here, and then
Mhm.
this one actually is interesting.
Yes.
And you do that again.
Oh.
But if it's just hey, come up with a fun game, I've tried it a couple of times, and it's hilarious. Like, no, that is not fun.
Yeah. So when you say AI, I mean that's opening up a whole. It's like
Mm.
almost the topic of it.
Oh
in
yeah,
and of itself,
yeah.
Cannot
how AI
That-
can.
That's
be-
a
yeah.
full episode.
yes,
Yes.
yes,
More
yes.
than a full episode, I think.
Yes.
And we
Come-
probably wouldn't even agree on a lot of things.
Yeah.
Yes.
No.
But coming back to the music, like saying like this is probably my most controversial take in months. But game design right now feels a bit more rock and pop, whereas maybe a few years ago it was very jazzy. So game maybe a decade ago. I don't know. I'm just talking as the youngest old person in the room. A lot of current game designs right now feel very rock and pop. So very well made, good, packed designs, intense. Maybe it gives you the exact experience you're looking for, but they're not risk takers, I guess. So I kind of like seeing. I'm very much looking into smaller games now because it's where people just. It's just a small game. Like, I'll make it a bit crazy.
Yeah, I agree with your observation, and I think I have a theory, and so I'm well. Do you guys know who Eric Lang is? He's
Yes,
I consider him my professional role model. He's incredibly successful. I love his games, and so I remember this was just prior to the pandemic, and I had a conversation with him, and I think he was spot on because he said that he sees that the games that will do well, or the ones that he was still head of acquisitions at CMON, and he was looking for two particular types of games. Like one is incredibly innovative games, right? And then the other is best of breed games. So basically, you can make a worker placement game, but make it the best worker placement game on the market. You can make a deck building game, but make it the best one in the market, right? Get on those top 10 lists for the best deck building games and so forth. So, and it's much harder to create something incredibly innovative, right? So then we're seeing the trend where people are trying to come up with the best of breed of particular genres.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And and the new now because you already have the best of breed of all of those, so now it's the best of breed of deck building with area control.
Right,
Or
right.
the best of deck building with area control and auction.
Well, I think there's also still room to make like the best worker placement game.
Yeah,
The
sure.
best deck building game and so forth, right?
I mean, the whole North.
But it will get harder and harder.
Yes,
It is. So, I mean, especially if you're architects, where you have the whole line is just we're gonna bleed worker placement out. Every possible worker placement. You've thought of something, we've done it already. It's like the same sense of worker placement. So from single worker placement to multiple. So here's 100 workers. But and I think that's the beauty of game design, and even the jazzy part. I think it just is harder to hear nowadays, just because of the volume.
That's true.
The big games have a tendency to have a really nice big splash. There's a lot of marketing behind it. There's a lot of, but you still have Inconversible, for example. Still one of those amazing games from Korea. Sorry,
Yes,
is it
Korea.
Korea.
Yes, Korea, where it is taking the code names, but it's you're cooperatively trying to work together to, in reverse, remove things from the board. It's basically the designer had a
You break up.
heartache. He broke up, and all of these are pictures and albums.
Oh,
Okay, but the thing is, he wants to keep one. He wants to delete everything else. So to do that, he's giving you cryptic hashtags of like so.
He doesn't
On this
want to
column,
talk about it.
it's melancholy. On this one, softness. And this one, but then you're looking at those columns of pictures, and then eventually it will be rows as well. And so you're looking at the intersections. Wait, this doesn't feel melancholic and bright. So that doesn't make sense for this row. Maybe this row is not important. We can start deleting those. So that, and it is from the sort of idea of code names, but just done in a different way. And that's you see that the garden game, which was already an old game, but how they reinterpreted how to present it, and so the UI UX now of that game. So I think that's what I am really excited about the Asian Board Game Festival, is that there is a lot more of that, because in what we notice in the States, the access to big productions is higher. Asia has a tendency to have, we have to conserve this execution.
Yes.
Our distribution network is much smaller. The while it is gaining popularity, so for many years, my convention, Bacon, we've been doing it sort of to well up the followers, and now we know that there's actually enough traction because we're able to bring Southeast Asia into the Philippines as ABGF. But the interesting designs, I think, is still coming from that sort of that constraint view. Kind of like that. Here's an idea. Theme: use apple water. All of you. I was inspired by that student. Now everyone.
You will all suffer.
Yes.
You need to bring them up to class.
Yes. So but you're still continuously designing, because I watch you give feedback and play, and I honestly I appreciate as a very well-established designer, and the pedigree of what you've done, and then you when you're looking at the games I'm presenting, from the even the published ones to the ones that I'm working on, I would see you take notes. I would see you give really complete itemized feedback. So guys, if you have some ideas on game design and you want to test out your games, go to Unpub, because from time to time Emerson pops up, and you will get the most valuable feedback, because it's very interesting views on right. I mean, that is an angle I haven't fully fleshed out, but it is an opportunity for me to explore, and then the game just it's expanding in my head, and now I'm inspired again. But in your network, how do you also get that from sort of like the inspiration? How do you build on new games? What are you working on?
So when it comes to inspirations, that I get it from just about anywhere. So I could be watching a TV show. In fact, I was watching a Tagalog movie, and I got some inspiration from that.
Nice.
So
what show was this?
It's let's see. It wasn't actually let's see. What was it called? Ang Babe Walang Pakiramdam. So it was
okay.
Yeah.
So
it was Kim Molina and Gerald. I can't remember his name, but they're married.
Yeah.
It was a comedy movie.
Yeah.
And so
is it on Netflix?
Yes, I believe so. So I'll actually
the woman who cannot feel.
Yes.
Ang babaeng walang pakiramdam.
Ang babae walang pakiramdam. Yeah. Okay.
So I'm sorry, my Tagalog was
no worries.
No,
better than
I got it. I was able to search it.
So there was so I just saw a clip there where I don't know the character's name, but Gerald had a card in front of him, but he had a speech impediment.
Yes.
It's Mink, right?
Yes.
So it was basically 20 questions. And
right.
Kim Molina's character was saying either yes or no.
Yeah.
Looking at it, and but he had a speech impediment, and so he was trying to say color, and it's a kulay, right?
Yes.
But she couldn't tell if he was saying gulay, like vegetable, but it ended up sounding like kulay as in color for her. So she said yes. And so he starts naming off these vegetables, and she's like, "No,
Your questions sounded great. No.
Yeah. So it prompted me to think, this might be a fun game where the person who is giving the clues, or maybe giving the answers, has some kind of a speech impediment. I know that sounds terrible. On the surface,
some restriction on how to say.
Yeah. So they have a secret restriction that they can't.
Yeah.
So I thought that would be a really interesting party game. And so I get inspiration from just about anywhere. And so I always keep, you always see, I always keep a notebook with me, so I can always write it down, or I use my phone. So I always capture these things because there is so much. When I was starting as a game designer, I thought that we're eventually going to start to run out of ideas, right? Because intuitively we feel like there's a finite number of marketable ideas, and that we're eventually going to run out of those. But the more I've been as a game designer, the more it seems like the number of ideas tend to accelerate for me. So I'm coming up with more. I mean, granted, most of them are terrible ideas, though. So yeah, but
we sort of had this kind of our conversation earlier for the shows almost parallel to this, right?
Yeah.
Like I was saying, like how many more ways can you iterate on cards, right? But there will always be new ways to use them.
Yes.
Or there will be new components that you can use.
Yes. So like the cards, you said, we can flip them, we can rotate them, we could shuffle them.
Yeah.
And I said, well, have we tried folding them? Right?
Yeah.
We tried folding them. I actually
a million gasps.
I had an idea
Folding
where
the
you actually
components.
throw them almost like the shurikens, like the ninjas would use to. So there would be a game just like that. Of course, that's not going to pass child safety testing.
Yeah.
But there's like other ways that we could use cards and things like that.
So we have a question here.
Oh, okay.
What are your terrible to good idea ratio?
That's Josh from
Okay. So it is. I have like one good idea. Well, actually, I'll give like the full breakdown. So I remember this was just before the pandemic. So this was actually when I was focused a lot more on freelance. If I give you the statistics now, it's going to be it's not going to be very representative because I do a lot of what we call work for hire now. So publishers will actually reach out to me and ask me, hey, I have this particular IP for a video game or a movie. Can you make a game from that? Right?
Oh.
So, but prior to that,
thought I will ask you a question.
Let's spin that.
Sure.
There's a comment there.
So, but prior to that, I actually did sort of catalog, and I think in 1 year, like a typical year, I was doing I have a document where I would write those like one-line ideas. So I would just quickly write an idea. It's like, oh, mink, right? I would just write that down. and so I would get about like, say around 50 of those in a particular year, 50 up to like 75 for one particular year, where I just see my log of just like these one sentence things. From that, about 15 to 20 of them, I actually like start to explore.
Oh, wow.
And then from that, about 12 of them, I would make prototypes of. So this is all within the year. From those 12 prototypes, usually only 4 to 5 of them make it past the first several playtests, right? The rest of the time they get shoved off to the shelf. But from those 4 or 5, what I'm usually shooting for is 2 to 3, up to 4. I think 1 year I did have 4, but 2 to 3 like solid designs that I could pitch to publishers that I think have a good chance of being picked up. So the ratio is somewhere between like out of the 50 to 75 ideas, then about 2 to 3 of them. So maybe it's like 1 out of every 25 ideas.
Oh my
It's
gosh.
roughly around there.
Yeah.
So guys, I understand why we're not making
think
good
more.
games. Because the amount of idea ratio. So what's really interesting there is you are cataloging every idea. You're not shoving any of them out. You're just, I have an idea, captured.
Yes.
I have an idea, captured.
Yes.
And you maybe flesh it out a bit, but you just keep capturing and capturing, capturing and capturing. And then from there, that's when you start to well up some more stable ones, but it's still not what you will work on. Let it.
And here's the beauty of it, is that sometimes I'll actually go back to an idea I wrote years ago, right? It's just like a couple of sentences, and I look at the sentences like, I have no idea what I was thinking at that time when I wrote it, but for some reason, like, that's kind of a cool idea in a complete, like, now, I'm reading it fresh, like I lost my memory, I'm reading this fresh, and I was like, this sounds kind of cool. Let me now explore it. So it seems like I can create my own little well of ideas.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
And actually, it's these kinds of things that I like to read about with game design books. Not so much the mechanics and stuff. It's actually the process.
Yes, the process.
The process. And Justin Gary, who also wrote a book.
Oh, from
Kind
Gary
of-
Games.
Yeah. So he also says like from all his ideas, he'd be happy if he had like a 10% good idea.
Yeah.
So this is something I always like to tell designers, that not just because you keep getting no's right now, that shouldn't frustrate you,
Yeah.
because you just keep getting those ideas, and eventually you will hit something.
Nico was saying, yeah, same. The ideas for Pursuit of Aguinaldo and Wombo were around 2015. Yep.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
I have something similar, although mine is so when I drive to work in Philippine traffic,
Mhm.
and so I would hit the record and explain if I had an idea. I will teach the game and of course
Yes.
re-edit all that,
Mhm.
but just record it as, and then I'll actually not read it because it's just there as captured, so just so that my brain can just
Yes.
yeah,
Yes.
just flesh it out. Like, oh, I have an idea of, oh, just something where it moves a token this way, and that's a way for you to do something. Of course, many years later, it's kind of what you saw,
Yes.
right?
Yes.
But that was something I was driving to C5.
Yeah.
It's like, that's
Yeah,
maybe
go
that's
back
something.
to something like you wrote like 5 or more years
Yeah.
ago, and see like what triggers in your
That's
mind,
true.
right?
That's true.
And
Maybe I should
you'd
do
have
that.
different experiences from then,
Yeah,
and then
exactly.
Yeah.
it would be
The new
Yeah.
content.
The inspiration would be
Yes.
different.
Exactly.
So, how do you do that now? I mean, so that's for the ideas are coming from you.
Mhm.
Mhm.
Yes.
But now you mentioned earlier you have some commercial
yeah.
opportunities also where companies say, "Hey, I have an IP,
Mhm.
and we believe that you would be the perfect guy to do
Mhm.
this."
Yeah.
Is there
IPs.
any specific IP that you are allowed to say?
Ooh, that's a really hard one, because usually most of these IPs come with NDAs, so I can't talk about
Cannot
it.
yet.
Mhm.
Which
Okay,
is one of the
okay.
hardest things, because
Okay.
I want to talk about it, but I can't.
Okay, so I will just delete whatever comment this was.
No, it's an existing game. Yeah.
What was it?
No.
Yeah.
Oh, Vampire Survivors. I
Okay.
didn't talk about, because
Oh,
that
you
one,
did.
that
Yeah,
one is
'cause it's
already
already
been
out.
yeah, that
Okay,
one's already
okay.
been kickstarted.
All right.
No, because I also love the game. So like, when I saw the comment, I think it's Nico's comment.
Yes. Sorry, Nico, you can
Yeah, you
send
can
it.
Put it back up because it's public
But I think
information
the
now.
context of the comment is like he got into it too, like everyone did.
Oh yeah.
So he was wondering what was the process from turning something like that, the
Oh,
viral
yeah.
sensation Vampire Survivors, into a board game.
Oh yes. So almost all the IP work that I've done. So I've done a couple video games. So Vampire Survivors being one of them, and I did movie ones, which is Halloween. And so for those, when I take on a new project, the first thing I need to do is I need to be a fan of it, right?
Mhm.
So when it came to Halloween, like I remember, like I watched it when I was really, really young. My mother loved horror movies, and I was absolutely terrified. I was traumatized by it. But as an adult, I rewatched it, and I really enjoyed the series. So I actually became a fan. So I watched like basically like the whole series of Halloween movies.
Okay.
Understood the fandom of it. And so once I became a fan, now I feel like, okay, now I'm in a position where I can make something that would be a good
Right.
product for the target audience, right? So it's hard to, I feel like it's hard to create a product that is going to be, that's going to hit its mark with the audience if you're not a part of that audience.
Yeah.
Mhm. That's true.
So my general process has been that once I acclimate myself to the IP, I actually do interviews. So I actually interview other people who are fans of the IP. Ideally, if they also have some background in board games, that would be like the best. So every time, like for instance, Vampire Survivor, I did contact others, and in fact, I got one of my other friends really into Vampire Survivors as well.
Mhm.
And then I asked him, okay, if this was you see a box, right? It says Vampire Survivors. What do you expect inside of it, right? So part of it is like I want to meet the expectations of it.
So basically thousands of small enemies that you
Yes.
pour
The
out
power
from the
of
box.
fantasy.
Is that how that
Close.
turns out? Okay.
It's close. It's close. I mean, we do flood the board.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
we do flood the board.
because it won't be Vampire Survivors if it's not flooding.
Yes. Yes. Although this is where like analog versus digital.
Yeah.
we
So
have
how
some
do you
handicap.
balance that part?
Yeah, so it was, well, what we did was we just kept putting more and more enemies. So in the first round, you put one enemy on each side. Second round, you put two enemies on each side.
Okay.
Then three, and then four, and then they have
See,
special powers.
that overwhelming feeling of just it doesn't end.
Yes.
Yes,
And
yes.
eventually the board gets crowded. So if you don't level up your abilities fast enough, you're going to be overrun.
Right,
Just like
right.
in the video.
Yes,
right?
yes. And that's
So-
the joy of it.
Yes, that's the joy of it. And we also incorporated the roguelike elements
Yes.
into the board game as well, because that's a heavy part of the
Upgrades.
experience. Exactly, the upgrades, the evolutions,
Yeah.
and so forth. And then hopefully, if it does well enough, we can then put in all the little Easter eggs and all the other little nods to the fans. and
Yeah.
so forth.
I mean,
Yeah.
I'm a big fan of the Children of Morta, and they also made the board game. And it's interesting always to see. Eric Lang also did a really good conversion for XCOM.
XCOM and Mass Effect as well.
People got surprised with the XCOM part because people were expecting the tactical part, but the fun part in XCOM is the base.
Yes.
Mhm.
it's
Yes.
the management.
And
Yeah.
it was also very strategic because at that time there was a lot of tactical miniatures already.
the grids.
Yes.
They were already all in play, and it's kind of hard to. While XCOM is the best of breed in terms of tactical turn-based shoot,
And also the
games.
integration of
Yeah.
tech.
One
Yes.
of the few times
Yeah,
that was
it's
actually
actually-
quite new
Yeah.
It
at
was
that time.
it wasn't new, but it was the best implementation
Yeah.
at that time.
Yes.
Because I've seen really bad implementations where like why did you add the gadget?
Just
It's just like you're making it a gimmick.
Mm.
It's not integral to the gameplay
Yeah.
or anything. It detracts
Yeah.
from it.
I think there's a challenge sometimes when you have sort of like a component like that, like a software or a tool, and then you're sort of forcing it to be the mechanic. But as a designer, sometimes you have to know when actually that did not work,
Yeah.
and we need to let go. And
Well, it's because players aren't asking for it, right? People
Right.
who are
Yeah.
board gamers, they're not asking for it.
Yeah.
Exactly.
yeah,
They want to see innovation outside of technology. That's what
Yes.
they generally like.
yeah,
But I do think that there is a place for technology. And I think it's the best place for the technology to integrate itself is to enhance a device to enhance the experience,
Mhm.
not to be an integral part
yes.
of the
Mhm.
experience.
Mhm.
I mean, the guys who are doing Chronicles of Crime,
Mhm.
it is definitely a big part of it, but they did not make it the game.
Yeah.
It is something that you have to. It's part of it. It's a big core of it, but a lot of it is still you're looking at the board, you're looking at the cards, you're piecing together stuff, and then it's only like a portal to the digital world, but you're back to the board game right after,
Yeah.
which is I think the smart way to do it, because the moment it is more board game than more digital game than the board game, then so be it. Like if that's the case,
just
then
lay it on the
yeah.
computer then.
yes. And I mean that's why even if I'm sure you guys try BGG, BGA, sorry, Board Game Arena or Tabletopia or and it still doesn't feel.
Mhm.
It's really hard to the tactile face to face feel of a board game. It's really hard to replicate in a digital manner.
Yeah.
The moment you want to go digital, which is very good with Digidice and play, the guys who are able to convert games from board game to digital form are there are only a few that are also able to execute the reverse, because it also flops really bad from a board game form. Then they turn it into a video game.
Yeah.
Sometimes like the experience is really different, and you wanna keep that essence.
Mhm.
Oh, so Sunny's comment is actually accurate. like about XCOM. Like it's not tactical, but the stress is there. So like that's the
Yes.
best part of the conversion, even if it's not what you played or
Mhm.
Yeah. So I mentioned a while ago about duck debugging. So yes, this is when you're just speaking to something. It sort of allows you to unpack
Isn't that the
the
one where you get a toy
like
dog
a
by
rubber. Yeah.
by your
In
computer?
my home office, I have a Apple rubber duck. But nowadays, you can talk to chat to AI, so that's the new rubber ducky. The problem is that it just sometimes agrees with you too much. You have to give it a persona as a rubber duck. But yes, okay, cool. We are a little bit over time,
Oh,
but
okay.
yes, but of course it's really a pleasure, and in fact we are very grateful that you joined us today.
Oh,
And
man.
it's
Thank you for inviting me.
it is we're definitely excited to see more of you, and hopefully you get to experience more of the game designs here in the Philippines. And uh, like what Sir Freddy said, we're fairly new to the design and to the publishing. We were talking about earlier when I presented to you Folded Wishes, and you immediately said this wasn't the theme, right? When you designed this, no, because when we were new and we, whatever the publishers were thinking on a global space, we just kind of would agree because we don't know. Of course, now in hindsight, we're like, maybe we could have thought about it more. Maybe there was more. We needed to have some more control, and it's something I guess hopefully we can grow more in the Philippines, because there's a lot, like we said, for new people that are very new to something. That random new creative idea is always very prevalent, and there's a lot of things to discover because again the culture is very different, so the ideas are going to come out very different, and hopefully there's more
and what I've always said, always try to work with people better than you.
Oh
Right.
yeah. Yes, which
So
is
get exposure with people who are better than you. That's how you
Have
will
more
learn.
experience,
More experience, more time in the industry. I'm not saying that like he's like a better,
No, there's many people that are way better than
So,
me at this.
but if you have an opportunity to work or learn from somebody who has been in the industry longer, grab that chance. So
Don't commit the mistakes.
yeah, so
There's a lot.
it will help you because at the very least, that person can teach you what not to do,
Yes.
or prevent you from going into the same mistakes that they have done, which is kind of difficult for us here in the particularly because we don't really have a very strong game design industry, and so
I mean we're trying to.
Yeah, we're trying to.
That's kind of the mission there, sort of to elevate and really pursue having more games that goes into the global market. And we also understand that for local consumption, you've seen that like the plataforma, the Hugot is really geared to the current general mass market Philippines. When we know that already converts and works, Hugot, I don't know, fifth, sixth, seventh print run. I don't know how many print runs Hugot has done.
So there's a second edition already.
Yeah, I mean,
aside from the print run.
I like from the multiple print runs and the before, and then the coolest version yet. Oh, finally, full cards.
card size
Yeah,
card.
That's what I can sleep.
The game was calling card size.
Yeah. So
Because
now we have
so
card size
weird
cards.
Because it was easier to find
A printer, yes.
for calling cards than
Yes.
actual playing cards in the Philippines.
Yeah.
So all sorts of silly stories
Oh my god.
on
Oh my
why
God.
things
That-
are made the way
yeah,
why
like-
we made certain things a certain way.
Okay.
But we're learning.
And I think I really appreciate it, and when you new people are able to
Yeah.
provide new insight,
Yes.
but people who are also very like you have quite a bit of experience and was fortunate to see the industry, fortunate to see it grow, and then there's Also a lot of, and then also very willing to share,
Yeah.
because there's a lot where very cryptic. Oh, I think you have something there. Okay,
I,
great.
I have an agenda too. It's like I want to be able to share my experiences and help other designers because I want them to make my next favorite game. Right.
Mhm. Yes,
I cannot make my own favorite game, so I need someone else to make my favorite game. So
Right,
this is what I
right.
want.
Oh yeah, I know what you mean.
Yeah.
Like I'm sick and tired of my games. I can play them, and I'm like, sure, I'm happy you're enjoying them, but I'm like, I've played this too many times. Do you have the same? I mean, do you play?
I actually enjoy playing my games, even now, even after I played them many times. I still enjoy it, but because I came from it from an angle where I'm dissecting it, I understand all the math behind it. So once you see behind the curtain, right?
Yes.
Once you see in the Wizard of Oz, it's hard to go back, right? So
I know the math.
I never get that experience where I get to explore the game, right?
Yeah.
Understand it. It's like, learn something new. I learned a new strategy, right?
Right.
So those experiences I can't have with my own games because I've built it, right?
Yeah. Yes.
So like when you build the car, like how the car works is no longer a mystery.
Yes.
Probably a better example is like once you perform the magic trick, right? You're never gonna get the same mysticism from it, right?
Yes. So, agree.
Yeah.
When Eric Lam was explaining, Ron, you can't reveal the math.
Yes, you can't reveal the math. Yes.
Sorry. I was the cards I had like indicated the probability. It's like, why are you doing that? Don't do that. Do a color or something. Don't tell the exact number.
Yeah.
I'm not supposed to do that. Okay. Yeah. Cool. Sorry. Wow. Somebody's really? We're gonna ask that. What is your favorite Filipino-made game? Well, you mentioned a while ago the supply. Well, it's not necessarily Filipino-made. It's the theme.
The cool one. Yeah. Oh, actually, what's a good Filipino-made game? I mean, I owned a copy of Darna.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah.
Nice.
So that was a good. It's was it love letter-esque?
Yes.
Type of a game. Yeah. So I played some good games. Actually, Tongit.
Tongit.
I played Tongit. So I'm gonna choose that one. I played Tongit.
Yeah, Tongit is it's rummy.
Yes.
Yeah, it's rummy, but Filipino version.
Yes.
If you ever get the chance to play it on the streets, not streets, but like in like provincial casual family games,
yes.
it's crazy.
Everyone.
You just dealt it, and somebody's folding everybody's cards already. What is happening? I'm already betting. What? What is going on? We barely played.
Everyone
I just
knows
got
it to a degree.
Yeah. So it's crazy. It's crazy when they do. Cool. Awesome. So,
having said that, we're also here to announce that Emerson Matsuuchi will be at Asian Board Games Festival.
yeah,
He will be in a panel about game design and maybe in a workshop as well.
Yeah.
We'll iron out the schedules very soon, so stay tuned with our socials, and then we'll publish our event schedule.
Yes.
So if you're there, play the games from the various publishers, join the workshops, join the panels. Lots of things to do.
I bet Emerson will be playing a lot. There's a lot of publishers there.
Yeah, there's going to be a lot of publishers there.
Do you still carry your prototypes with you?
I need to rebuild them because I can only fit so much in my suitcase.
Mm.
Right? So-
Well, just tell us what the parts, and we'll get you sorted out.
Oh, okay.
Just
Okay, I'll have to.
that's an option also. You have you're accessing a whole team, so that is something that is possible also. So if you want, at least we're also excited to see what you're working on, and we'll learn from them too.
Yeah.
Awesome. So thank you everyone for joining us. We are really excited to see you at Asian Board Game Festival. We love to have your support there. Please invite your friends and family. This is one of the coolest things that is going to happen because it's very personal. It is Asia coming to the Philippines, and all of the personalities, Emerson and the rest of the publishers are joining in from different parts of Asia, and they're bringing in their games. They're proud of what they've accomplished and built, and it's really nice if we can welcome them and also enjoy their creativity and designs and share the rest to the world. All right, so thank you everyone for joining. See you at ABGF PH May 2 and 3 at Bayanihan Center. Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.
Salamat.